Hello everyone, how are you doing tonight? Suki Fagbon here, Janet Suki Fagbon. Tonight I want to talk about a new no-sew overlay that I made, and I know most of my friends in the praise dance world love to do some no-sew garments, and this is something that I came up with the help of the Holy Spirit today, and I wanted to show you all. It's very, very pretty. You can dance with this, I'm telling you. You know, it's just very easy to make. It's high-low. So you see the high in the front and the low. Or is it low? I have it upside down. The front is higher, right? And the bottom is longer. Anyway, so this is what we have going tonight. I'm going to be showing you how I came about this. It's very easy to make. The first thing you want to note when you do things for no-sew is that you should use stretchy fabrics that do not fray. See, when you pull on them, nothing frays. When you snip or you cut into the fabric, it doesn't give all those ragged ends, and it doesn't give the threads that will be showing everywhere. So tonight I'm going to be showing you how to do this. The types of fabrics you need are lycra or scuba. You could use scuba. This is scuba. I love to use scuba because it's just so perfect. The weight is perfect. There are two types of scuba. I'm not using the very thick scuba, which is the heavyweight. This is just the moderate scuba. It's so forgiving. You can cut into it. You can do anything with this, and it just will last you a long time. It passes the washability test. It also passes the durability test. It's durable and it's washable, and garments made with this would last a very long time. And for those who do not sew, this is your friend, because you can always come up with different designs. I love to show people different things to do. Even though I sew and I make garments, I still like to show people alternative ways of making things that they can use for the dance ministry. In ministering unto the Lord in excellence, it's not going to look like tacky. It's going to look actually very, very nice. So that's scuba. We have the one I'm wearing, lycra anyway. And tonight also I'm going to be talking about, a lot of you have been asking me to show the grace overlay concept again, because many people are missing it. And the thing is, I see people doing the short version. So I'm going to be showing you the long version tonight, so that you have an understanding of how to fold it and how to cut it. And this has really, I call this grace because there's a story that goes with it. Many years ago, I can't even remember how many years now, maybe 12 to 14 years ago, I had a large group of ladies at a conference, and I needed to have them all dressed alike. And of course, there was no time to sew. So the Lord gave me this concept. That's why I call it grace. And it's just 3 snips, and I say vertical, horizontal. It gives me a perfect cross, you know. So it just keeps my heart focused on the Lord each time I think about it. So I call it grace, and I'll be showing you what the concept is tonight. It's just 3 snips, you know, the neck and the armhole, leaving the shoulder uncut, and it's just a very nice way of folding it that gives you the length that you want, so that it's not just so short all around, but it gives you the nice perfect points. So I'll be showing you that tonight. You all stay tuned. And if you don't know, this is actually I guess my second live on YouTube, but I've been doing lives on Facebook. So if you are seeing me for the first time, thank you for stopping by. Please always come around, subscribe to me. I'm new on YouTube, really on this live thing, so subscribe to me. Stay tuned. I'm going to be coming out so many times, so you all will have an idea of different things to do with garments, either no sewing or garments that are sewed. I make garments that I make custom garments. If you need garments to be made from scratch, then you have the right person to talk to. I also will be teaching very easy concepts, the easy way of sewing. There is the long method and there is the easy method, and it gives you the same effect, if not better. So you don't spend like a month doing sewing a garment, but you can actually cut the time down, have yourself a garment in 20 minutes, 30 minutes. It just depends on the style you are looking for. So that is it. My channel is really So Simple, SEW, So Simple with Suki. So whenever you see me, stop by, subscribe, say hello, comment, so that other people will see my video, and I will be showing you so many different concepts. You'll be amazed at what you can come up with when it comes to making garments. God bless you. Now let's go into this is the first one we'll be doing, then the next one will be the Grace Overlay. So I'm going to be moving to the table to show you how I did this. Okay. So in the interest of time, I went ahead and I folded a mini version of what I have on. So the first thing that you need to do, I guess I need to move, just a minute, I need to move that closer so you can see. Okay, very good. Okay, so the first thing that you do is you fold your garments, whatever your fabric actually could be a yard and a half. A yard and a half was what I used for this eye-low. So this is not a yard and a half, but I just wanted to quickly show you the concept. Then I will show you on the white, so that you could see a bigger version of it. So what you do is you fold like 14 inches. So let's assume this is a yard and a half. Instead of folding it into 4 like we normally do, you just fold 14 inches in. 14 inches all around. So I'm going to show that. So 14 inches. You may make it longer if you want, but I just did 14 inches because I wanted it just not so long. But you could make it a little bit longer. You could make it 17. If you make it 17, then it stays like on the waist area. You could make it longer. It just depends on your taste, really. So we have 14. And make sure on the other end also, make sure on this other end you have 14 so that it's even. So it must be even. 14 and 14 right here. Okay, so we have 14 on both sides. Now what you want to do is fold it. Okay, so you fold it into two. After you have the 14 folded, then you fold it into two. And so once you fold it into two, you have this edge right here. And then you have this open, those two edges and this solid edge. So on this solid edge, you are going to be snipping, and you want to snip like 6 inches, 7 inches. Don't make it too long or too wide, because then it won't hold you nicely on the neck. It's going to be gaping down. So you see, from here to here is the snip, from here to here. So let's see how many inches that is. Okay, so for me right here is 6 inches. 6. Okay, so you are going to be snipping it. You could use a pin to mark where 6 ends right here, so you don't lose your place right there, and then you go ahead and snip. The pin is talking back. Okay, so you are going to be snipping right here to the 6 points right there. So you see, once you've snipped, then you are going to move from that edge, measure 4 inches. That will be the shoulder. 4 inches. Do not cut it open. So you measure 4 inches. Let's see, 4 inches. Right there. So you move from 4 inches, don't cut 4 inches. The next one will be for your armhole, and I used 7. You may use something longer, but see, it stretches, so I just used 7. So you measure from the neck to the shoulder, do not cut the shoulder, but from that point, let me put a pin, 4 inches right here, and then to 7 inches. So 7 inches right here. I'm going to be putting another pin right here. Now remember, this is a short version, but it's still the same way of doing it. Okay, so see, shoulder, do not cut shoulder. Now this section, 7 inches, you are going to cut, okay, from that pin. Okay, so now we cut the armhole. Okay, the shoulder is intact. Now you want to open it up. Now remember, this is the short version, but you will always get the same thing. So now you open it up. Once you open it up, it gives you your eye-low, your pretty eye-low. So if you put this on, which I'm not going to put on right now because I have 3 outfits on already, believe me. I don't want to put a 4th one on. Okay. Yeah, so that's how you have the eye-low. And if you put it on, it's going to give you the same effect. Just the same thing that I did. And I didn't want to put it on, but maybe I should. But this is not the long version. You see? Yeah. Yeah, that's the small one, but it still does the same thing. It's pretty, actually. The small one is pretty. Okay, so that's how you go about doing the eye-low nose sew. So if you have questions, you can ask, put it in the comments, and I'll be responding to your questions. So that's that. And remember, like I said, we use the stretchy fabric. This is 4-way stretch, very nice, very forgiving, durable fabric. Now you can do it with the big, you can do it with scuba. It's still the same concept. I went ahead and I pinned it already so you could see what. So it was still 14. You may make yours longer, like I said. Okay, so it's just to have a shorter version and a longer version. So you may make it 17, you may make it 19, and you do the same thing that we did to the small version. You fold it in half. Then you are going to be snipping. I'm not just going to measure. I'm going to eyeball it. But for the sake of those who need measurement, let me measure. Okay, so after folding it, you are going to do the same thing. I just did 6 the other time. This is scuba. I'm going to do 6 again. Okay, so you just spin it right there. I have hair in my mouth. Excuse me. Okay, so now you see, in the center is where we are snipping to 6. So if you want yours a little bit lower, there is no reason why you want it lower though. It's just going to be gaping, but this is just nice for praise dance. It just sits right there so that when you bend, nothing is showing. Okay, so we snipped the center, and remember the 4 inches for the shoulders. Some may have broader shoulders. It could be 4 inches or 5 inches. I usually go for 4 inches, and you go in again, 4 inches right there. Put your pin if you want. Some of us just don't put the pin, but put it so your measurements will be accurate. Okay, so from that point, then you are going to go and measure again from this point to another point right here. Make it 7 inches, 6 inches, 9 inches, whatever, so that you know you have enough room for your armhole. You understand? Enough room so that you can move, you can dance. So you divide that into 2. If you do your, let me show you guys. So you come in there just enough, and then if you look halfway, it says 10, you know, but this is, these things are stretchy, so I'm not going to do 10 because then it will be too wide, and I just want it snug. And I'm using scuba. If you use lycra, you can just use 7. So I'm going to do 7.5 here because scuba is not as stretchy as lycra. So now you snip it. Okay, so it's just neck is cut, shoulder you do not cut, armhole you cut, and then you open it up. And we have another one. So you can just keep going with these things. You can make 50. The more you do. Look at that pretty high low, and you are just ready to minister. Pretty. Very pretty high low. Okay, so that's how you go about that. And if you want to jazz it up, you can actually use trims. Use different kinds of trims to give it, you know, a personal look, but you really don't need nothing else because, like I told you, scuba is very, very forgiving. But if you sew, then you can just go ahead and do zigzag all around the neck to give it a pretty look, and you are done. So that's how we do this style right here. I'm not going to be saying out here too long tonight, but this is just to introduce you to the things that I do. The next thing that you all, most of my friends that have been following me and doing the no-sew, I call them no-sew enthusiasts. These are my praise dance friends. You have asked me to show you the concept of the GraceOverlay. I'm going to stand to show you that. I'm here. So the GraceOverlay, there are two styles. The first style is the one that is short, just like this. The other style is the one that is actually longer, and it gives you nice triangle points, and it covers up very well. Those are the ones I prefer, and a few of you prefer those. So I'm going to be showing you what to do. So you have your fabric, 1.5 yards of fabric is what I use, basically 1.5 yards. Make sure they are even on all the sides. That's how I get my 1.5, believe me. Okay, that's the second side. The third side, make sure it's all even all around, and that's the fourth side. So now you see at this point, fold it into 2. Okay, triangle, fold it into a triangle. Okay, see our triangle. Then you are going to fold it again into a triangle. That will be the second triangle. We had the first one, now we are having the second triangle. Okay, see, the points are even. Everything is even. If you get more than 1.5 at times, it's not going to be even. This always gives me perfect points, okay? So in order to do the GraceOverlay, you see the open points and you see the solid points. You are going to be snipping kind of like 3 inches, 4 inches right here, just enough for the neck. And like I always say, do not make it so wide. If you make it too wide, it will be too loose when you minister. It's better to make it a little bit smaller and then you can adjust than to make it too wide. But then if you make it too wide, you can turn it into a skirt. It still will work. It's just that you will not be having a top, but a skirt. Okay, so we are going to be snipping right here. So I say like 3 inches. Let's give it 3 inches, okay? So remember, it's the solid point, not this point. Okay, so just enough to get the neck. So 3 inches right here, okay? So you are going to just from the point 3, you just go right there and cut that part out. I hope you all can see what I'm doing. Yeah, so 3 inches, you are going to just arc it out like that. Okay, let's show that, which I measured it, but usually I just eyeball it since I already have an idea. Okay, but if you are doing this and you want to be exact, lay it on the table, measure, pin, and do all that. I don't necessarily need to do that for the purpose of this tutorial right here. So we snipped the 3 inches right there. Let me make it neat. Okay, now from that angle, we are going to leave the 4 inches on cut. The 4 inches is for the shoulder. And then we are going to be moving from the shoulder 4 inches. You measure it, put your pin right there at 4 inches. Put your pin so you don't lose your place. Okay, and then from that point, 4 inches, you want to snip enough just for it to go through your arm, you know, the armhole measurements. And then sometimes you may just cut it straight like this, and sometimes you can angle it. It gives you the same thing. Some people may want to cut it into an arc, but you don't need to. Just give it a straight snip. So, and now remember it's 2 for both sides. So you are going to be snipping 1. That's for one armhole. And then from that point that I snipped, you snip it again to that point where you have your pin. Okay, so let me show you what we did. So we had the neck, cut out the neck hole, then we had the shoulder uncut, then we cut out the armhole, and then you can make it neat. Just make it very neat so that it doesn't look just ragged. And if you sew, you can now go ahead and trim it nicely. You do different things. So you see, so that gives you the 3 points, very nice 3 points, and you can now go ahead and wear your Grace overlay with the points. Very nice Grace overlay. So that's how you get the points, so that you don't have it short, like it's always so short. That's how you have the points. And if you look, everything, even the back, you see how it's longer. The sides, it just gives you all your points. And then you can go ahead and tie your belt if you want to tie a belt, or just leave it free flowing. It just depends on the look you are trying to create. Okay, so that's it for the Grace overlay, and that is it for tonight's tutorial. I'm going to be out again very soon, showing you some other things. Sometimes it will be sewed, sometimes it will be no sew. I just wanted to give you all ideas of things you can do to enhance your garment wardrobe, especially if you have a large group and you just need to have them all dressed alike, and the budget is very, very tight. You can always opt for the Grace overlay. You will not go wrong with it, and it dances very well, it flows. And this is scuba. I love scuba. Like I told you, look, it's not see-through, it's not thin. I wanted to show you the difference between scuba and this. This is supposed to be lining fabric, but I see most of the commercial garments that are made, they are made with this thin one. So there's a difference between this very thin, and sometimes when you give it the pull test, you know, it just gapes like, I don't want to pull this, but if you do that, it just keeps sliding out. Can you imagine you dancing and then you just did some turn or some stretch and your garment just comes all the way down, you know, gaping, tearing, you know? Scuba won't do that. I love it, love it, love it. It's an affordable alternative to Lycra. Okay, Lycra is good. It has its own graces, you know, and most of the time when you see us garment makers, we make the top part stretchy and then we combine the chiffon, the satin or scuba at the bottom. Is just so you have a leeway in movement, so that everything is not so constricted, everything is not so tight, and it's not all the time that we use zippers in the garments. We just make praise dance and worship dance, liturgical dance, where we make them very free flowing, not too tight, emphasizing different shapes and parts. We just want them to just be as clean as we can have them. So you can always use the GraceOverlay. The next time I will be showing you also what you can do with the scuba to make yourself a no-sew skirt, different versions of the skirts, and also I would be showing you the next time how to make the long double circle skirts, the easy way. If you sew and you will be interested in learning how to make the circle skirt the easiest way ever, then join me next time as I do my presentation. God bless you. Thank you for watching. I hope you learned something tonight. It will get better. This is this is my first try run, okay? So give me grace. Thank you. Subscribe to my channel, like my stuff, share my stuff so others will see it, and I'll see you again next time. Thank you. God bless you. Bye-bye.